Good morning, Facebook family and friends and YouTube subscribers. Today is Tuesday. It is March 14th, 2015. Okay, so I did a video yesterday about Walter Scott's unfortunate death, getting shot 8 times by a police officer. And I'm reading all these posts on social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You have a lot of African-American men who are very fearful of the police, and they're afraid they're going to get shot. They have a lot of fear that, if they get pulled over, they may get shot or something may happen. Well, I'm 45 years of age. I've had many run-ins with the police. I've did videos like this in the past. But I don't have a fear of the police. If I am following the rules of the road and law-abiding and not doing anything wrong, and I get pulled over by the police, I have certain rules that I do to protect myself. For example, we just got back from driving from Atlanta, Georgia to Fort Lauderdale. We drove there and back to go on a cruise for my 45th birthday. So we drove from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale, about a 9 to 10 hour drive depending on traffic. We left Atlanta at around, 3 or 4 that Friday and drove straight through to Miami. We had no problems. A little bit of traffic in Georgia, but once we got down past Macon, the traffic opened up. And we sailed right through Georgia and into Florida with no issue. I have rules when I travel, because I love to travel by car. I love to fly, but there's something about getting in the car, driving down the highway, putting on your favorite music, seeing the sights and sounds, getting off at exits. I love to travel by car. A lot of people prefer to fly. I like flying too, but there's something special to me about it. If you have the time and energy to do a road trip, it's just something very special. So, about one of the rules is I don't like anything on the back seat of the car. We can put everything into the trunk of the car to keep the back seat safe for a couple of reasons. If you leave any bags or small bags or anything when you get out of the car and rest there, you have a lot of people who will break the window and just snatch something, or they'll try to open up the door and they'll snatch something out your car. But I noticed something. I always see people traveling down the highway with these cars full of stuff, and it blocks the rear window. And I see this all the time. Just like I said, it was spring break. We drove to Florida. I was past cars. All these cars with stuff piled into the rear window, where in the event that they got pulled over, a police officer really can't see what's going on because they've blocked the windows and he doesn't have visibility. And also, forget the police officer. How can you see and safely drive down a highway with your car so full of crap that you block all the windows, especially the rear window? I never understood that. So that's one of my rules. We also have cruise control in our car. I believe in setting the cruise control. And when Earl drives, he drives a little bit slower than me. I drive a little bit faster, I ain't gonna lie. But I set the cruise control, and then about 80, and I get on up and down the highway. We have traveled all over the place. We've driven from Atlanta to Chicago, from Chicago to Detroit, from Detroit to Ohio. We've driven, Earl and I did many road trips through Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Louisiana, Florida, all the southern states. We've never had an issue. But like I said, we follow the rules, and we're not afraid of the police. So if you do get pulled over and get a ticket, I got a ticket. Right before I went out of town, a few days before we left town, Atlanta police pulled me over. They said they pulled me over and they said that I went through an intersection that had a no turn on red sign. Now, I've lived in Atlanta for 25 years, and I've been through that intersection numerous times, and I had never seen a no turn on red sign. So when they pulled me over in a bunch of cars, I was thinking, well, what did we do? And then actually gave me the ticket and said that it was a no turn on red. So I had to ask the officer, well, when did they change this? And she said, a few weeks ago. I said, okay. So she said they had originally given people out warning tickets, but now they were giving people out the real deal. So they changed the sign. They put up a sign saying no turn on red. I didn't see the sign because, like I said, I've lived in Atlanta. I've lived in Atlanta for 25 years, and I've gone to that intersection many, many times. And at a red light, stopped, made a right-hand turn. She said I didn't stop. She might have some truth there. But I made a little right-hand turn, and I clearly did not see a sign that said no turn on red. So the police officer on a motorcycle, nice black lady, she informed me that I had violated disregard of a traffic control device, turned right onto Piedmont from Andrew Young without stopping. Light was red, 2 signs posted, no turn on red. So anyway, they gave me a little ticket. House, no big deal. I've gotten tickets before. I've had many encounters with the police, like anyone. I mean, I'm not the only person. I'm sure everybody has had an encounter or two with police officers. I've been arrested a few times. So when I hear people say they are afraid of the police, it makes me wonder, well, what are you doing? Because I'm not afraid of nobody. Now, I'm not going to fight, argue. I wasn't going to argue with this officer. She gave me a ticket. I gave my life. We were on the side of the road maybe 10 minutes to get that ticket and get on up out of here. I'm not going to fight or argue with a police officer on the side of the highway. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to fight and argue with anybody, truth be told. For what reason? And I'm definitely not going to jump out my car and run away. I'm not doing that. Walter Scott jumped out that car and ran because he was fearful that there was a warrant for his arrest for non-supported child support payment. So there was a warrant, and actually the warrant hadn't hit the computer yet, but he knew that there was possibly a warrant, but he's still driving. Now, if I knew there was a warrant for my arrest, you think I'm going to get behind the wheel of a damn car? I'm going to call Uber and get my ass in one of their cars and go where I need to go. In fact, a few months ago, I was applying for insurance online, and I called up a local company, and they while we were in the process of processing the insurance quote, the man told me my license was suspended. Well, I didn't know my license was suspended, and I wasn't going to be able to find out the reason why for a few days because it was like Friday night. So all weekend long, I was unable to drive. And finally, that's late Sunday night, I was able to do some research and find out why my license was suspended. Because I got a ticket 9 months earlier for something, and it violated something, and I needed to pay a fee to the state of Georgia. So I paid the fee, and the license suspension was lifted. But when I found out that my license was suspended, did that mean I'm going to get my car and run up to Kroger to go grab a soda? Oh, no. I'm not stupid. If I'd have jumped in that car, now this man in the insurance company and told me your license is suspended, and I'm going to go to Kroger to get something to eat and drink like I was planning on doing that night, I said, oh, no, buddy. If I don't have it in this kitchen, it won't. I'm going to wait until I can figure out why my license was suspended. Walter Scott knew there was a warrant for his arrest for non-payment of child support. That means sit your ass at home. Go to work, go back home. And you don't need to be behind the wheel of a car. But he decides, I'm going to drive with no paperwork for his car, which I think might have been a lie. But he said he had no paperwork on his car because he wanted to run from. He had made up his mind he was going to run. Not a wise decision. And unfortunately, that officer shot and killed him. Now the officer's charged with murder in this event. Walter Scott's dead. He's not coming back. The officer's charged with his murder. That's a good thing because the officer should never have shot that man from running. I mean, the man could even barely run. I don't have a fear of the police because I'm going to follow the rules of the road. If I get pulled over and the officer says I'm under arrest, I'm going peacefully. I'm not going to fight with no officer. I'm not going to do like Eric Garner did. And a lot of people keep saying, well, there are people who have agreed to do with the police and still got shot anyway. Yeah, that has happened to black people, white people, Hispanic people. It has happened. But it seems to be, unfortunately, happening to a lot of African Americans. We seem to be getting shot and killed by the police, and some of us are probably following the rules of the program and going along peacefully and still end up getting shot. I'm sure it has happened. We know that. So with that said, I still think I'd rather be peaceful, not arguing with these police officers. If you're going to be arrested, go peacefully, if you can. Now, I know that some of you all just seem to think for some reason going peacefully means that it's violating your manhood. Because you all feel like you should be able to fight and argue with the police. If that is your choice, that is your decision. That's the choice that you make, to fight and argue with the police. Now, I'm speaking for Walter Hampton. I'm not going to fight or argue with the police, or anyone for that matter. Because it's just going to turn the situation into something that could end up with my death or harm me in some way. Walter Scott's death did not have to happen. Eric Garner's death didn't have to happen. But they made some bad decisions. Choices they made, they ended up, unfortunately, in their deaths. In the case of Eric Garner, the police got away with it. With Walter Scott, the police officer being charged with murder, as he should be. But both those men are still dead and not coming back anytime soon. That's the only point I'm saying, is that I don't have a fear of the police. I've never had a fear of the police, and I'm not going to have a fear of the police. I don't think I'm going to have any problems with the police, because when I get pulled over, I'm going to be as peaceful and cooperative. I'm going to cooperate with them as best I can under the circumstances. Do I have a choice? I don't know what you all want people to do. Because I know some people are going to look at this video and say, oh, Walter, you said something that don't make any sense. Well, I'm not going to fight with it. Like I said, I am not going to fight with the police. If you want to fight with the police, you want to argue with the police, you want to wrestle with the police, do it at your own. Do what's best for you. But when you end up dead, and Al Sharpton run around your funeral screaming around raising money for his non-profit organization, and you in the casket next to him, that's just a choice that you made. If you liked my videos, please click like, share them with family members and friends. I'm out of here. Enjoy your Tuesday. And stop running from the police, guys, and stop being fearful of the police. Because it just doesn't make any sense. And have a great Tuesday. I'm out. Bye.